So, as I've just been introduced, my name is Peter Mandeno, and I'm here to talk to you about human connectivity and the importance of human connectivity for winning teams. All else being equal, better connected people earn more, have better job prospects, and are happier at work. Better connected startup founders run more successful companies and have higher valuation exits. In short, better connected people are happier, healthier, and more prosperous, and better connected organizations perform better. So building on mountains of mostly social science and management research that had been done previously that really helped us to understand what connections are and why they're so important, my research instead focused on answering the how question. So how can we go about supporting people in satisfying their human connectivity needs? Think for a moment how IXDA would feel if instead of sitting in this room, we were sat in one of these venues. In which would you feel more comfortable? What behaviors might be expected in one but frowned upon in the other? Context communicates the behavior that's expected of people. Yet so often, we are so focused on content, we forget all about context. And this can undermine even the most thoughtful design effort. Some work I did with a global network of medical professionals, overwhelmingly, time and time again, what I heard is that senior doctors are celebritized. They are the only ones seen to be worth speaking to. And because of that, people spend so much time focusing on trying to get to know these senior doctors, they'll ignore the person sat right next to them, even when that person may have been the one who was a much more interesting and relevant collaboration partner. Now here's my second exercise for you, and if you're mutually consenting and a bit curious, you might want to try it. Just lean over slightly until your shoulder is touching the shoulder of the person beside you. Now if you're Assuming you're still human, as soon as your shoulders touched, or even just before that, you would have felt physiologically different. Your heart rate increases slightly, and you might feel a little bit anxious. This is what I mean by radical proximity. Social skills are so critical. How can you go through life without knowing how to have a conversation with someone, how to ask an interesting question, how to be curious? And to me, success lies in changing the way we think and the way we act when it comes to human connectivity. So currently, a lot of onus, a lot of the responsibility is put on individuals to satisfy their own human connectivity needs. There are thousands of books on networking, how to ask better questions, how to listen more deeply, and so on. But I suggest that organizations need to step up and really take responsibility for creating the conditions in which connections have the best opportunity of happening in the first place. Secondly, we need to stop thinking about human connectivity in these really broad ways where it's, we hear things like we want to get everyone on the same page or we want to get a team connected without really specifying who exactly are we talking about and what is the nature of the page that we're trying to get them on. When we're not really specific about what we're trying to achieve, the objectives can be quite ambiguous. Instead, we need to think about how we can articulate challenges in really nuanced ways that really get to the essence of what the challenge is. And as a result of that, be able to set much more specific objectives that we then have a much better chance of both achieving and measuring if we've been successful or not. And finally, we need to shift from what I'd broadly describe as intuitive to informed design. So not necessarily basing our thinking and our approach on what we feel is going to be good for us or maybe what the competition is doing, but really take the time to deeply understand who the people are we're designing for and what specific needs they have. Now these two are moving closer to the stage, which tells me that it's time for me to finish.
Thank you so much, Peter, for your super interesting talk.